The dish that got me into the competition to begin with, and one of my absolutely favorite Lebanese desserts, of course, what is it? The Znod Sitt. Hi, I'm Hoda Hanaway. You may have seen me on MasterChef Australia 2018. Well, I'm here in the kitchen for recipes for Ramadan, and I'm going to cook for you and show you how to cook it, most importantly. The dish that got me into the competition to begin with, and one of my absolutely favorite Lebanese desserts, of course, what is it? The Znod Sitt. So when literally translated, it means the lady's arms. Don't ask me why they called it lady's arms, but I guess, you know, with all that rolling and filling and frying and cooking, and back then big families, and they used to have to make millions of them, they probably named it after that because, you know, they built some muscle. But that's what I'm going with anyway. Let me take you through the ingredients very slowly, but there's not many, so don't be scared. We've got the beautiful ashta. This is a homemade ashta that you can replicate at home. Yes, the recipe is on the website as well, but the absolute traditional process to make ashta is so time consuming. Nobody normally attempts it at home. This is a quick, easy, I do like to call it a bit of a cheats version type ashta. So we've got that there. I've got my little garnishes here, some dried rose petals, and today I'm using flaked almonds. Pistachios is traditional, but I like to go against the grain sometimes. So whatever nut tickles your fancy, go for it. You've got that permission. In Lebanese desserts, sugar syrup is key. Some people will say, oh, it's overly sweet. Some people will say, no, I like a bit more sweetness. I'm going to show you what I like to do with the Znod Sitt because I don't like my desserts overly sweet. What it does is once the Znod Sitt is fried and you put it in the cold sugar syrup, it forms a nice crusty, crackly crust around, and that's what you want. You don't want a soggy Znod Sitt. And that's not an ingredient. Well, it's just a bit of water because it's going to act as my food glue. We've got some beautiful phyllo pastry here, and no, you cannot buy them in strips, or not that I've found anyway, but you just get the sheets of phyllo and you can cut them into strips. If you want to do that, you can store it by wrapping it with some plastic wrap and then wrap a tea towel around it and place it in the fridge, and your phyllo would be great for the next couple of weeks, I guarantee that. So let's get started, shall we? So what I'm doing here is I'm picking up a few sheets at a time. Now I would say roughly about 4 sheets, and you want to place it one vertical first and then grab another few sheets and place that one horizontal but on top of the vertical sheets. Now notice, no butter, no ghee in between the sheets. Why? Because this is going to be fried and you really don't need to add the butter in between because it's not going to crispen up. So to the center of that, we're going to grab a bit of our ashta. Oh, I always say a bit, but you know, generosity is key. You want that to ooze out when you've cooked that, right? Just in a little pile high there, wrap it over, okay? And another one. So you've got the horizontal wrapped first, capturing that ashta, and then we're going to bring over the vertical one and just roll our znod and use our water just there. We're going to seal it, seal the deal, because you don't want that to open while it's frying. There you have it, look at that. Beautiful rolled znod. I'm going to roll a few more and then we're going to move on to the frying. we're up to my favorite part, and that's frying the znod, dipping in sugar syrup and plating up so we can enjoy these morsels of deliciousness. Let's go. I've got some hot oil here and I'm just going to gently drop my znod. Always drop things away from your body so you don't splash hot oil. Straight in they go. But what you want to do is give that a nice mix around so that the bottom, the base don't burn. And what we're looking for is a beautiful golden color on the outside. When I take them out of the oil, I'm just going to strain them a little bit and put them straight into the sugar syrup. How many of you go out to the sweet shops out there waiting for the fresh Znod Sitt to come out? You run at about midday here in Sydney, about midday, and you wait for those, you know, beautiful, warm, hot, fresh Znod Sitt. Well, you can create that experience at home. But if you can't be bothered making this at home, that's okay. You can run along to one of the shops, but just know the names of what you're asking for. Talk to someone who's actually Arabic speaking, and in particular Lebanese for the Lebanese desserts, because then they'll be able to tell you what the names are in Arabic, and you can go and then Google search where to find them. Or locate where a lot of the, like there's high density Middle Eastern communities out there. Because more often than not, you'll get access not only to a Lebanese patisserie, but a spice shop, a supermarket, and then you have all your Middle Eastern pantry sorted for you. So I am just agitating them slightly in the oil, and that's just so they don't catch on one side and you get a nice even golden brown. Okay, these are about to come out, and we'll start with this one. And that goes straight into the sugar syrup. And hear that sizzle? That's exactly what you want. Straight into there. And drop the next one in. Pick the next one up. And then you've got a little production line happening. And we can plate that one there. Yeah. So give it a nice coat. Now you can see I'm only leaving them in there for not longer than 10-20 seconds, because I don't like my Lebanese sweets laden with sugar. I like to taste everything else as well. I'm going to get the rest going, and then we're going to decorate these babies. There we go. Straight on. I guarantee you're not going to stop at one. I'm going to put my plate back here, grab my almonds, and just scatter those all around. Delicious. Bit of rose petals, because you know the sugar syrup is perfumed with rose water and orange blossom water. And the final touches, just and that's my Znod Sitt in all its glory. Beautiful, homemade, decadent, fresh, hot. I can keep going for ages, but I won't say anymore. Guys, get the recipe from recipesforramadan.com. Enjoy and sahtan.